Hi, friends. Today I want to talk about why I'm good on coffee and you should too. So, a little bit of backstory. Coffee has been an aid to me. Coffee has been my emotional support, and caffeine just in general. The problem with it is that it suppresses my emotions, it suppresses my needs, and it suppresses my fears. Specifically speaking, I feel like anxiety and depression. When I have a particular problem, when I am afraid of something, when I don't want to do something, I automatically go and grab caffeine instead of actually figuring out and solving my problems. So, what does that do, and why is that a problem? I am not getting at the source and core of what is actually causing me fear. And that is really prohibiting me from making a transformation, not only personally, intellectually, but also financially. I am running a business and I'm trying to get clients, and it takes such an emotional toll. You need emotional intelligence, you need courage, you need confidence to even get on calls, you need persistence. And my fear and my sadness and depression is linked to my business, meaning that I have fear of showing up. I'm anxious when I'm showing up. I push myself to show up instead of showing up with a sense of, I don't know, let's call it wanting to show up with a sense of, hey, I'm actually making a change and I can make an impact. And because I am not rewiring my brain, and this is the problem, I am not rewiring my brain for confidence. I am not rewiring my brain for calmness, and I'm not facing my feelings. I'm not facing it. Instead, I am using coffee to just suppress my emotions. And this is not only causing me problems in how I show up, but it's actually causing me problems in my sleep schedule. I sleep so freaking much. It is not okay. Instead of just showing up, I go back to sleep and I go back to sleep for at least 2, 3 hours. I am afraid of waking up. I'm afraid of being alive. I'm afraid of my job. But this sleep isn't just from a psychological and emotional level, it's also from a physical level. Physically, I'm tired and I'm not eating well. And what is that? Why is that? Well, because two things. Caffeine, I'm specifically talking about coffee. I'm not sure about like caffeine energy drinks, but 100% coffee is a hunger suppressant. So what does that do? I am shutting down my senses that's telling me, hey, it's time to eat. Those are getting shut down. And so instead of eating, I can go literally for a whole day just on coffee and just eat 2 eggs and I'm going to sleep. What nutritional value am I giving my body so it can repair itself? What nutritional value am I giving my body so it can get the energy, restore itself, and then wake up the next day feeling energized? I'm not. That's the answer. That's one aspect. But then the other aspect is that caffeine also gives you energy. When you are tired, instead of taking a nap, instead of going to sleep, let me just take caffeine and wake me up. My body is not resting well, so it has adapted to the level of caffeine. I know, and I did this actually, when I stop drinking caffeine, there's a withdrawals, right? I have headache withdrawals, and my body feels tired, and I feel like it's weak. This is the level of my body without the caffeine. And then yesterday, I really literally, I was like, I'm not drinking coffee today. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I said, I'm not drinking coffee. And then this morning, I just woke up. This is the first time in my life that, in a really long time, can I say, that I opened up my eyes and I saw the time and I just literally got out of the bed and walked to the bathroom. It usually never happens. This usually never happens. I'm usually in bed fighting with myself, trying to run away from the anxiety. So the fact that I just woke up and went to the bathroom without necessarily having the anxiety take over is crazy. Even though I still had this anxiety, I still had the courage to, even if it was just a little bit, I'm not 100% cured and I'm not confident suddenly. No, I'm not saying that. But just a little bit, just that level up, just that I changed that 1% so I can be the version of myself that I want to be simply because of reducing the caffeine. I feel like my body was actually able to recalibrate itself without the caffeine, actually figure out what is wrong, and then provide the nutrients. So simply from cutting off caffeine, I'm able to understand, wait, I'm actually physically rested. Now I can start working on my psychological and emotional reasons of why I need to go back to sleep. Why am I coping with sleep? And here's another thing that really surprised me was that I'm actually up here making this video. I have been wanting to start recording and even posting for the longest time, for at least weeks. But again, because of the anxiety, because of the fear, and even, oh, this is going to take so long, it's going to take so much time, I just didn't do it. I'm not saying that if you stop drinking caffeine, you're the anxiety and depression will leave and everything will be okay. I'm not saying that, but definitely this has been and it is a reason why I am not operating at my best self. This is a reason why I am wasting a lot of time and I just don't feel good. And here's the thing, I just feel like caffeine, it's not really helping. It does more harm than good. And the more that I tell myself that, the more I'll be able to quit it. And so caffeine, taking that out of my diet and really dealing with the core issues, my core issues, and start rewiring my brain for the confidence and for courage and even for showing up and doing the work and detaching from the results. I think that would be like a life changer because work is not done. The work is definitely not done, but the blocker, the big wall that is prohibiting me from actually changing, that needs to be demolished as much as possible. So the takeaway is figure out what your blocker is. For me, it wasn't just caffeine, it was also social media and it was TV. So I had to block all this stuff. And I also had to block YouTube. I can't even get on YouTube anymore. The way I'm going to be downloading this is that I have to give it to somebody so they can download it on their laptop because I can't trust myself with YouTube anymore because, again, I'm using it as an avoidance. So you have things in your life that you are also using to avoid yourself. And it's not causing you benefit, it's causing more harm than good. And that in itself, because you are not feeling your feelings and you are running away from the anxiety, this is causing you to be stuck not only financially, but let's just say mentally, in terms of relationships, in terms of health. Everything is really connected. I'm not going to settle for the worst version of myself. I'm going to keep fighting for the best version of myself. And if I need to sacrifice YouTube for it, so be it. And if I need to sacrifice caffeine and sugar, whatever has to happen, because I'm wasting my time, I'm losing myself, I'm losing my personality, I'm losing my identity. I'm just stuck, and you just have to fight for yourself. And so, again, I did this once before, and I feel like I can just do it again. And this is easier said than done. But what really makes it easier is knowing that I have the tools. I know how to rewire my brain out of anxiety and depression. I know how to identify the thoughts of anxiety and depression. And going back to the gym is definitely another one, taking walks, and then spirituality. I feel like I have disconnected from my spirituality. And so these are the same process that I'm going through, the same process I'm going with my clients. It's the exact same thing, even though we might be going through different things, the system is exactly the same. So if you are struggling with anxiety and you want those tools and you really want to change, or depression and you really want to change, let me know. Book a call and we can talk as soon as possible. Thank you.